let me start here with this. As a seamstress, as a creator, as a designer, I have always, as a kid, dreamed of having my own business, doing what I do. And I always wanted my own brand. How I got here is in the transitioning, in the middle of me doing this divorce thing. I went and got therapy.
Yes.
Before I got out.
Yeah.
I went and got help for myself because I did not want to be a bitter woman.
Yeah. I know you're going to get a tear up.
Lord have mercy. Whew. You still have to live. And you still have to live a good life. You still have to know that life is still good for you.
Yes.
You still can be your best self.
Yes.
Even if you don't know what your best self is.
Yeah.
But the purpose in that is to find that out. I'm able to be me.
Yeah.
Because of the help that I got for me.
Every day a woman
You're watching Trish Stanley TV. Hey guys, welcome to Trish Stanley TV. I have an amazing show lined up for you on today. I have a new friend, Tawanda Fair. She is an interior designer. She's an entrepreneur. She's an educator. She is a seamstress, you name it. She does it all. And we're going to have her here on set talking about those things as well as some other things that are so true and so impactful in our lives today. We're going to talk about some of her struggles and her triumphs. So you do not want to miss this episode. Stay tuned. You're watching Trish Stanley TV.
It's time to live your dreams. Nothing's gonna stop you now.
You're watching Trish Stanley TV.
Keep going, keep going. Every day a woman reigns.
You're watching Trish Stanley TV, where the everyday woman reigns.
Every day a woman reigns.
Welcome to Trish Stanley TV. Today I have an amazing guest. Not only is she beautiful, she's talented, she is hilarious, and she's my new friend, y'all. I really do feel like I met a new friend today. Help me welcome to the show none other than Tawanda Fair.
Hi.
With your fly self.
Thank you. And you too.
Thank you. We talked a whole lot off camera before,
Yes, we
but
did.
we're going to bring it here on this show to celebrate you as you're an interior designer,
So
but you're also you do upholstery as well?
what I am an interior designer, seamstress first,
Okay.
and I am an interior designer.
Okay.
Also, I do upholstery as well.
Okay. And how did you, first of all, the name of your business is A Touch of Class.
A Touch of Class, TRF.
TRF. Break that down. How did you come up with that name?
Because I'm a classy lady.
I told you.
And my grandmother taught me to always be my best self,
That's
a lady.
Right.
And the TRF is just the initial of my name, Tawanda Renee Fair.
Okay. Okay. I thought it was a very interesting your beginning because you were introduced into this industry by your grandparents, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
on my father's side.
Okay, explain that.
So my grandmother and my great-grandmother on my dad's side, they have always sewn. And my grandmother did a lot of stuff. But sewing was one of the main things that she did. It's just second nature. So I was born this way, honestly. But just learning how to sew clothes and stuff like that, my grandmother taught me that. Using her sewing machine. I didn't really get my sewing machine until I was probably in high school. My mom bought my first sewing machine. I was really interested in it. But really, my sewing machine was my hands as a little girl.
Wow.
Yep, I made doll clothes with a sewing needle and some thread.
Wow.
And some scrap fabric and some scrap clothes and some scrap this. And
That's
so
amazing.
that's really how I became into.
So you actually
sewing.
started out as a designer. Technically, you're
say
making
that.
clothes for your baby doll.
Exactly.
So during your journey, I know that you worked with a corporation or a company for many years, but then you got to a point where you wanted to kind of venture out on your own. Share that journey with us because we're gonna put a needle in there and actually go off topic a little bit. But I do want you to share your transition from working for that particular company and then making the decision or knowing it was your season to transition off into entrepreneurship.
So I worked for the company for about 12, maybe 13 years. And I've always known that I've always wanted to be my own boss, hands down.
Right.
And this is what I was going to do for a living. You know, you cut me, I bleed it. So working for them, it just helped me to I switched design working with them.
Okay.
Because naturally in the beginning I'm a tailor.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a tailor. Clothes. I did wedding gowns. I did my own wedding when I was got married. I did prom dresses. I did clothes. Period. I sold for everybody. So, but when I got into this interior design, working at this drapery company, it changed my whole outlook on wanting to sew.
Okay.
So I just switched designs. I started making draperies and pillows and bedding and all that type of stuff. Upholstery came in when I was a teenager.
Okay.
My great grandmother and my grandmother, they did upholstery as well. And my grandmother was changing her furniture. She was upholstering her furniture. Of course, I didn't want to do that.
That's a lot of work.
I had no desire.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make some clothes, and they was like, no, you need to learn how to do this. So I really was not trying to learn that, but I thank God that I did.
Yeah.
Because now it is a part of my business. It's a part of who I am. It's a part of what I do, making things beautiful, changing things, being customizing that area, you know, changing furniture to whatever you want it to be, you know. So I actually am more excited about knowing how to do it now than I did before.
Yeah, and I love the way that you are really making this space something that is understandable, because I didn't really understand some of because you're saying that even with the display we have here today, how the turquoise colored is upholstery.
Oh yeah.
So upholstery is upholstery the fabric, or is it the way you treat it?
Upholstery is actually when you're changing furniture.
Oh.
When you're changing, say for instance, like this chair. If you don't like this and you want to change the fabric, we're gonna upholster this to a fabric that you like. Okay. We're gonna customize it to what you want. Okay. So we'll take this off and we'll pick a fabric that you like and we'll put it back on. Okay. And we can change it if we want to. You can customize if we want to change how it's on there, change what this look like on the corners. We can do that too.
And add, like, sometimes you see like the buttons or whatever that is. Studs is in there.
Absolutely. I have that in my couch. Okay. I actually changed my couch from what it originally looked like. It looks nothing like that anymore.
Okay. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you, that's why I said we want to put a pin in your entrepreneurial journey just for a second, because after studying you and reading your story, I saw where during your process of building your business, then you had to step in the role as a caregiver to your mom. Kind of share what that journey has been like, and what has been the struggle, most struggle for you in that particular space.
So it's a lot. For one, I'm an only child. I don't have any siblings. Being able to take care of a kid is one thing, but taking care of an adult is different. You know, they're already set in their ways. They're used to taking care of themselves. They're used to things being a certain way. And when those challenges come where they can't do that anymore, it's hard to get them to kind of convert to the new way of doing things. Yeah. So you kind of have to know how to handle when they get angry. When they get frustrated with you, they get really just bitter in some sense, you know. Absolutely. Just really mad. And I get that. You know, to be honest, I've been in a space where I had to be taken care of because I got really sick, and it was not a good place to be in. Yeah. You're used to doing things for yourself, but it's very challenging, especially when you're trying to live your own life and stay relevant and stay healthy, your mental state, your emotional, having to, especially whether you're running a business or you work, trying to work. Yes. At the end of the day, it's all work. Yes. But when you, in my situation, have business to run and then branching off of that, creating more businesses for yourself. Right. That's a lot. But it's something that you have to do, honestly. I have to remember that I cannot quit.
Yeah.
I have to keep going, but my mother is a priority to me. My mother is my mother. I only have one.
That's right.
So to take care of her means everything to me. I don't have I don't have outside help, but I thank God for my daughter.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter really has, Lord have mercy, whew, has been a blessing.
Yeah. I know you're going to tear up.
She said no crying.
Because you need that help.
Yes.
And it's a lot of weight on you.
Yes.
Going through that process. And like you said, you're just going because you got to work. You got to be there to care for your mom in that instance, and to have not just help, but good help.
Good help.
In the time of need is very valuable. So you've been fortunate to have your daughter to assist you in that particular area. And I think you said you had a season where you were caregiving, and then you was able to step back from that, and now you're back into it.
Exactly, because in 2013, my mother, when she first took sick, this first time that I had to ever take care of my mom, she had a rupture in her groin. So she had to have emergency bypass. Well, 2 days after that emergency surgery, still in the hospital, she had a stroke. We didn't expect that. So she had her carotid artery in her on her right side was 90% blocked. But we had no idea of that. So that was a bigger journey after that. And then her being in the hospital for weeks, leaving there, going into rehab for about a month, and leaving there and still not, I mean, great help, great. They taught me how to do it all. But still, when she left there, she still didn't have good balance. So she still needed 24-hour care. Well, thank God for my mom and my son. And her sisters that, you know, they would step in when I just need a break, just get away for a while. Her friends, you know.
Oh, that's wonderful.
My mom have good friends.
That's good.
Her friends would come and just sit with her for a while. But of course I had to get her to that point where I would even feel comfortable with somebody else even watching her or being with her, you know. So from that, she healed from that, where she can live by herself. And then 2022, things took another shift.
Okay.
So her health took a turn where we didn't know what happened. She stopped eating. You know, she had stopped eating. She was having some difficulties. My mom has PVD, a vascular disease.
Okay.
So that means your arteries are very small.
Okay.
So with that, she, I don't know, it was a lot just happening. Like, we really didn't understand what was going on. Then she just stopped eating. She didn't eat. She ended up having to get a feeding tube. Her long-term boyfriend, who's like a father to me because they was together forever. So I never called him that. He was my stepdad. So a great man, took good care of my mom. Things really shifted for us last year. With my mom being extremely sick, in and out of the hospital for almost 2 years, every month, sometimes twice a month, staying in there for months. He passed away this time last year. So that's something that we was definitely not expecting.
That's added on to.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, I moved in with my mom. It was easier to move in with her, in her space, you know, to navigate, you know, to take care of her. But it has been a journey. But I tell you one thing, I'm honored.
Yeah. You are so, I'm sitting here listening to you talking, and you know, we talked a lot off camera. You are really just a strong woman, because during this time, all of this stuff is happening all at once. You are, you're kind of out there a little bit with the entrepreneur thing, but we all know it takes a long time to get our footing in that particular area. But then your mom fell sick, so then you became a person to care for her, her caregiver, and then you're going through divorce during the same time.
Yes,
girl.
Lord.
How are you doing this? Where is your frame of mind? Where all of this? Where is it coming from? Where did you get that strength?
I'm gonna be so transparent with you. If I didn't have a faith of God, I would not be able to do nothing that I do. That is being super transparent with you. I would not have the strength to I remember a time I felt like I couldn't breathe, literally. Especially going through a divorce when you've been married your whole life.
Yeah.
Right at 29 years, you know, being married my whole life, being a mother of 2 kids. My father doesn't have any other children. I have step brothers, but those are not his biological children, but you can't tell them that.
Right, right.
But at the end of the day, you know, I'm the only child that they have. My parents are not married, as you can see.
Right.
But even with that, it's a lot, you know, running my own household, being a wife, my kids, doing that, and
it's just like, it was, I know it felt like everything hit all at once.
And then the marriage shifts. And that right there was a whirlwind.
Yeah.
I was going to be married forever to death do us part physically.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, sometimes death don't do you part physically only. Sometimes it do you part, death do you part in the natural realm. But what is things happen to, you know.
Yeah, but what is death? Death isn't just, the death of something isn't just going in the grave.
That's right. The death of something is, that's the term of, that's the end of that.
Yes, yes.
That's the end of that.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm okay with that. You know, I gather my strength from, a lot of strength from that.
Yeah.
Knowledge. How I see myself. How I handle myself, how I take care of myself, my mental, my emotional, my physical, my relationship with God at the most, like that right there is the core of me. And it's just, I've always been a God-fearing person as a child, you know, and I can shift this because just being so transparent with that, you know, being a molested as a child, you get that.
Yeah.
You know, you gain, I did, let me say, a relationship with God as a child. You know, so for me, I'm very purpose-driven.
Yes.
I'm very intentional.
Yes.
And I'm passionate about anything that I do, and I love my family. All of them.
Yes. Yeah.
All of them. So I'm very excited about the fact that being a transition from being married to being a single woman, I'm a happy woman.
Good. And
I'm not sad.
It. Yeah, we see it.
You know,
I see it, and I just met you, but I do see you're at a place of peace.
I really am.
Yeah.
And that means more to me than anything. Having peace, having peace with myself, having peace with not being able to live out what the dream I had as a wife and a family in that way, you know, but how I got there, how I got here is in the transitioning, in the middle of me doing this divorce thing. I went and got therapy.
Yes.
Before I got out.
Yeah.
I went and got help for myself because I did not want to be a bitter woman. I did not want to be a woman where I sit around and wish and mourn and can't get out of the bed. Look, I still got a business to run. I still got to eat. I can't afford to lay in the bed. You know, I still got children. My children are grown.
Yeah.
You know, my children are grown. My daughter is the makeup artist that put this makeup on my face
Right.
and this got me here looking like this right here. My son, you know, I'm grateful for my children. They are good people. They have, Lord have mercy, they have blessed me with just the way they live their life, you know, being entrepreneurs and really just being great parents. So I'm able to be me.
Yeah.
Because of the help that I got for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the midst of that transition.
Yes, and that is so important. I love that you shared that, because even if the other party doesn't want to seek help, that doesn't mean you can't go for yourself.
That's right.
You know, and so I love that you sought it out for yourself, so that you saw the ending come into that journey, and you said, I have to prepare myself on the other side of this journey. That is, we talk about it a lot here on the show, but being able to be in tune to you, not just, and we talk about health for health purposes. If something's going on, a woman should know what's going on in her body.
Absolutely.
I say that all the time. We need to be in tune with ourselves to that point, but we also need to be in tune with ourselves emotionally.
Yes.
So you knew the end was coming,
Yes.
and you're like, let me prepare my heart, my mind, my soul, everything
Yes.
for the other side of this transition. And I
Yes.
love that. So love that. And I wanted you to share that on camera because there's so many women and men who need that, or maybe going through it, may feel it coming. Get help for yourself. That's what you get busy with doing.
I'm gonna tell you, if you don't do that, it's a dishonor to yourself.
Yes.
Because if that's the end of that, you still have to live, and you still have to live a good life. You still have to know that life is still good for you.
Yes.
You still can be your best self.
Yes.
Even if you don't know what your best self is.
Yeah.
But the purpose in that is to find that out. Now I'm really figuring out who are you, lady, without being a wife
Yes.
and somebody's mother.
Yes.
And somebody's grandmother now. And a daughter.
Yeah.
You know, a caregiver.
Yeah.
Running a business.
Yeah.
Creating more businesses for yourself. Encouraging other people. Praying for other people. Who are you without that? I am a child of God.
Yes.
And He gave me power. He gave me strength to do whatever it is that I put my heart to.
That's right.
Whatever my passion is, the gift that He gave me to use my hand, that's a passion for me.
Yeah.
And I want to pour that back into somebody else. It's not ours to keep.
Yeah.
You know, God said, leave this world empty.
That's right. Come on now. That's my phrase.
My children said, you give away everything. He said, leave this world empty.
That's right.
So, therefore, I will not hold my gift. I am going to continue to share what He gave me with the world. With the world.
Yeah.
On whatever level that is, even if it's me opening up this doggone school that's about to drive me nuts.
Speaking of school, and I really wanted to spend some time there because the, as we were talking, I'm like, what you're saying will be so helpful and so beneficial to other women and men who are, going through this thing. And then I also wanted to give a realistic look at entrepreneurship. It's never going to be a right time in your life. Life is not going to ever just be, where the waters is just still and you just walk on it, and it's just going to be presented to you. It's not, that's not what life is. So through your entrepreneurial journey, you had a lot of life things going on, but you've maintained your business. I want to take a little bit of time now and look at your pieces you have here and this new line.
Yes, Jesus.
Tell us about Bedroom Piece.
Let me tell y'all about Bedroom Piece. So Bedroom Piece, let me start here with this. As a seamstress, as a creator, as a designer, I have always, as a kid, dreamed of having my own business, doing what I do. And I always wanted my own brand. So let me give you the bright side of coming out of my marriage.
Okay.
I took my settlement and I invested in myself.
Come on now.
For the first time, solely invested in me.
Wow.
And I started Bedroom Piece. And Lord, I just found out, guys, it takes a while. It takes a while to really get all the pieces together. So I still don't have it all together.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I can say to you today on this platform, Bedroom Piece is branded.
Yeah.
That name is just like the rest of the big time brands, okay? It is a luxury line. It is my baby, one of them. And I am so proud that God has given me the gift of creativity.
Yes.
In using my hand, my mind, my heart, because my heart is all in whatever I do.
Yes.
And that's why I don't do clothes anymore, because my heart's not there.
Okay.
But this is the gift that He gave me. This design, these pieces are created by myself. This design is something that God gave me years ago working at the drapery company.
Okay.
And now it is here. And these are just a few pieces. So we have bedding. Everything about Bedroom Piece will have genuine leather. This is genuine leather that you see. Every piece that you see that looks like leather, it is.
Okay.
very authentic leather. So that's the difference. That's what pulls me apart from any other designer.
Okay.
You know, everything that I have is, regardless of what it is, whether it's draperies, bedding, pillows, upholstery, is gonna have that leather, that brand, that design on it.
Okay. And you partner with, you're an interior designer within your own right, but you also partner with other interior designers.
Absolutely.
And in making, because you were saying, really, do you know of any interior designer who can sew?
No.
Yeah. So they don't, and I don't even think that's something that they push for them to do.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, because you're a creator.
Yeah.
You know, interior designer is just like art. You know, doing this is just like being an artist. So we all are entwined together. Interior designer is a mastermind that can see things beyond what you can see. We can see the beauty, the structure before you, like, I don't understand what you're talking about. But we see that. So that's what makes us so creative in being a designer.
Yeah.
You know, whether you in clothes, you know, I've done both sides, whether you're doing clothes or interior. But the passion is interior.
So how do you connect, because this is the only part of it that I would find difficult doing interior design. How do you find, like for me, I'll put myself in the customer's situation, because I am, home decor is not me. I'm just telling you right now. That is, I don't have a gift for that. So I don't even know what it is that I would like. For instance, like my set. I know I have probably the best set ever.
You don't.
But you know, and Carlotta, she designs the set. I never know what I want, but when she puts it together, I love it. So how do you get out of the client, or do you get pulled out of the client for those who are novice like myself to create a look for them?
First, I need to know who you are as a person.
Okay.
I look at what you wear. When I'm designing something, when I go in their house, I look at what their house look like.
Okay.
Excuse me. How you talk to me, what you express that you like, and then some people can say what they like, but they just don't know how to put it together.
Right, that's me.
You know, so if you got to tell me what you like though, and then we take all those pieces, and then we sort them out, and I say, okay, well, what do you think about this? And then if you like that, then yes. If you don't, then we start over. But pretty much, I kind of go off what you say. You don't realize that you designing it yourself.
Oh, okay.
You're telling me what you want.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put the pieces together for you.
Okay.
It's really your own creation. And some people don't have a sense of creativity at all.
Because it overwhelms me.
So even still, I still have to look at the personality of the person. I look at what you wear. I look at, like I say, what your surroundings, you know, because you want it to be the person. It's not me. I don't live in your space. I don't work in your space. So it still have to be you.
Yeah.
It has to be what you like.
Okay.
You know, and what you like, we just come up with something together, and I like to do together.
Okay.
I don't like to branch out, because at the end of the day, it may not be what you want if we branch it off and I'm just creating something for you. I can create a beautiful set for you, a beautiful home for you. At the end of the day, you're like, that ain't me.
Yeah, because it's like my bathroom, you know, we got in tile, and even my kitchen. And I picked what I liked at the time, but now I don't like it no more.
I see a lot of you. I see you all the time. I don't like that no more. I don't want that no more.
So that's where I have issues. So I would need to have someone hold my hand. In other words, I'm saying all that to say, because I probably would be the worst client. Whereas there's some people who already know, okay, I think I want this texture on this wall. I don't know nothing about texture. I didn't learn about textures on the wall until Carlotta designed the set. I don't know anything about that. So it's good. I feel you would be the type that I would be easiest to work with, because not only do you create beautiful designs, but you would actually hold my hand through that process.
It has to be a team effort.
Yeah.
You know, I can't leave the client out. It's for the client.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with that, you know, we bring ideas based on what you like, colors that you like. You know, I see we like the same kind of colors.
Yeah, we kind of.
And I think we have the same favorite color.
We
too,
do.
which is purple. We're just going to say how royal we are. We're going to say that right now, because that's just a fact, okay?
Exactly.
But definitely, like, even with your backsplash, what I would recommend when I'm working with a client is to Pick something you really like, but pick something you can live with that you can add to.
Okay.
You can add a color to. You can change something around it, but it does not have to change.
Okay.
That is the main part. So you pick a neutral something that you really like, where you can add colors, you can add a design, or you can take it away.
Yeah.
You can make it as simple as you want it, or you can
it's
glam it up
complicated.
as you want it.
Yeah.
So that would be my recommendation for that.
And now you have a school. I want to come back to bedroom piece here in a minute. But you have a program that you're about to start where you're going to create some classes.
Now that right there, that's the baby.
Yes.
So that is something that God gave me. Being at the drapery company I used to work for. So I trained the people that we hired. You have to, we do a test when you first come and do your interview. We do a test you on the machines to see if you really can sew or how far your sewing skills are. If it's going to be, you know, helpful, I'm going to say helpful, for us to hire you, because if you're not good help,
right. What's the point?
What's the point? So, and we do have those. We're going to train you anyway how we do it, but I have to make sure that you can actually sew.
Right, right.
You'd be surprised. People tell me they've been sewing 50 years and look like they've been sewing 2-3 days.
2 minutes.
But that's no shade.
That would be me.
But so I got the pleasure of training. Once you get in, how we do it. And I love it. I love that. For one, I love pouring into people. And I love encouraging people. I like showing people. I like seeing what can come out of a person that they don't know they have. One young lady, she graduated from 𝐂𝐷. She's probably going to kill me. She's a fashion designer. She actually is working on her own clothing line. But she came there. We hired her, and she was just fresh out of 𝐂𝐷. I said, okay, you get to stay here a year. Well, we had something in common. I did clothes too. I didn't want her to waste her gift and talent, so when she came there, she was like, well, I just need a job right now. I said, I get it. I'm going to teach you this, but you got to get out.
No, that's right.
You got to go and pursue what you done spent all this money to go to school for. You're going to go and be that fashion designer. And she did.
That's excellent.
She is, and we're still close. But I taught her and everybody that came through there how to make draperies, how to make these pillows from start to finish. And it warmed my heart to see that they are excited about learning something that they did not know.
Right.
In a whole different field. I get that because I was that.
Right.
You know, but to teach somebody something or to train somebody how to do something and they get it, or if they don't get it, they still excited about just learning it.
Yeah.
The fact that they had an opportunity.
Yeah.
I get excited about that. Teaching somebody different. That's what pouring back into somebody.
Right.
Giving your gifts, sharing, encouraging, you know. And that's one thing, speaking about the school, that's what we're going to be doing at the school. In the classes.
And what's the title of the school?
A Touch of Class TRF Sewing and Upholstery Academy.
Okay.
It will be an academy. Another thing too with the school, you can go to college. But when you get out of college, you get a little stuck.
Right.
Because you have no experience.
Right.
So you can go to college and get all the books since you want, but when you come to A Touch of Class Sewing and Upholstery Academy, you're going to get real hands-on education, knowledge. You're going to know exactly what you're doing. You really want to be, I don't want people to do it to work for me, per se. It can be an entrepreneurship type of apprenticeship thing, but I want you to learn it so you can go out and get your own business. We need more workrooms.
Yeah.
You know, in my industry, it's a lost art. Honestly, sewing now, they don't teach it like they used to.
They really don't.
So for me, I want to be a part of that, bridging that gap. Whether you making clothes, whether you doing interior design, doing what I do, we're going to teach it all.
Okay.
We may not teach you how to make no clothes, but but we're going to teach you how to do the basic sewing.
Yeah, and that's good.
But that's what you need. You know, a lot of the basics are not being taught anymore. So I want to be able to be the bridge that God gave me that's in there, because it's in there. It's got to be in there to do this. And I'm being so honest. It have to be in there to do this, because if it's not in there, you're going to lack.
Yes.
And what you can't do is damage somebody else because you lack. So that's why I have to be my best self here, here, my physical, all of that. My spiritual, that's the core of me. So I have to push that into what I'm doing. I have to show that into what I'm doing. And for me as a person, you know, my character, my integrity, you know, who are you as a person to teach somebody something? Are you going to be able to do it on a grand scale? It has to be done on a grand scale. Nobody will be able to come and volunteer or work in my establishment if you don't have the best interest of my students. My students run from young to senior citizens. Let me say that. I don't care what your ethnic group is. I don't care nothing about your race. You are a person, and you're here to learn. And I am very protective of my family. And if you at my school, you my family.
That's right.
So don't come playing with my students. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. You're gonna be a teacher at my school. You better come right.
Come correct.
Don't come playing with my students.
Well, I can't wait for that. And also, I want to touch a little bit on your cover for the people. What is? Don't tell me. It's the magazine is People You Need to Know.
Yes.
And so you made the cover of that. Grace, the beautiful cover of that. What was that experience like for you?
Great. That was one of the first things I did to invest in myself. That was one of the first investments.
How important is self-investment?
I'm gonna tell you, self-investment is super important because you put yourself first. You acknowledge who you are,
and you show that you believe in yourself.
You believe it in God first, because you gotta believe right there. Before you can ever believe in yourself, we're supposed to believe there. I believe all in myself. I believe in myself, girl. If I never believed in myself, I believe in myself today. Nowadays, it has made me, believing in myself has made me be very fearless. Confidence, even when I'm not sure. I push, I keep going. I have to say, you know what? That's just today. But the greater days are coming.
Yes, they are.
And I believe that with my whole heart, because the test and the trials and tribulations and the not right now, and God saying yes, which He saved you from yourself sometimes, opposed to other people, no matter what other people say. I'm not one of those people that care about what a whole lot of people say. I'm just not. You have to believe in yourself and what you're doing. You have to
self-invest. And self-investment is whatever way that you would want people to invest in you. It isn't always monetary. It could be time. It could be other aspects of it. But you have to be, if you can't invest in you first, how are you going to expect anybody else to invest in you?
Let me tell you how I do it. So I love to get these toes and nails done. I love to hang out with my homegirls. I love hanging out with my children. But away from the children, away from being a caregiver, I like to look good. You know, I like to feel good right here. I love feeling good right here. I have to always keep that together, because when I start swaying out, okay, God, I need you to help my mental state. I'm a little all over the place. Being honest about where you are, I have allowed myself to feel however I feel in that moment, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. I've learned that you have to allow yourself to fall apart. Everything is not always together. Everything is not going to always be together. You have to allow yourself to just break. And
know it's not the end.
It's not the end of the world. Trust me, I felt like I've been at the end of the world. But having to get back up every time, even trying to launch new businesses and brands, and it's a lot. It's a lot. It can be a little overwhelming. So sometimes I get anxiety. My anxiety kick in, you know, and I have to go and pray about that thing, because that's the enemy. We ain't doing that. You know, you won't mess with that. You can't hold on to that. So I invest in myself. I like to do things. I love to travel. I'm going on a cruise. You wouldn't believe. I used to be afraid of that. You wouldn't believe. I used to be scared of so many things.
Yeah.
I was scared to get in a plane. I was scared to do this. I was just
living life in fear.
I was so tired of that.
Yeah.
Just why? You know, why are you so afraid of all the things you've gone through and God has brought you through? You still scared? So 2018, I went on a trip to Ashland, Colorado. Oh my God. I had to get on a plane. I had to get on two. But at that point, I wasn't scared no more.
Yeah, yeah.
So I understand why people were scared. Because I went there Delta till I got to Denver and had to fly into Ashland on Spirit, and boy, the turbulence was something serious.
Yeah.
And then they had a snowstorm there. So, but I embraced it. I was like a kid in a candy store. I started facing fears. After that, I blonde my hair. I went natural and I blonde my hair out. I faced that. Then I went on my first cruise. And I had the time. My son made sure I had the time of my life. I faced that fear. They're looking for me. I'm in the back of the ship, laid out. Oh, this gonna really get you right here. Laid out on the back of the ship on one of those chairs with my black hat on, a bathing suit on, with a black pearl. I love pearls. Coverlet on, laid out, looking at the water, saying yes.
Yes, it's nothing like that feeling.
And they looking at me like, I thought you was scared. But it just. You just get tired of being fearful.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
You know, we can't serve both.
Right.
Let's just say that.
Right.
So, me now, I'm a fearless woman. As you can see, I'm just as bright in the head. My hair just as bright. I used to wear just black hair.
Yeah, yeah.
I played it safe. The only color you gonna get in my hair was blue-black. Now, girl, let me see what I've been. I've been periwinkle, blue, purple, whatever that is. I've been powder pink. I've been neon yellow. I've been green. I've been red, and here she is.
Yes, but I think
she hot pink.
But
now.
I think you glowing because you went and sought help.
Yes,
I think that kind of helped you with
It helped
that,
me
and it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to sit back and witness it. But we're going to take a few minutes because I want to go back to Bedroom Piece and let us know exactly where we can purchase, because this is the launch.
This is we putting it out here.
This is the launch of Bedroom Piece. I love the name. But when is it available? Where can we go to purchase or put in our orders?
Call me now. So you can always email me.
Okay.
With a touch of class, TRF @gmail.com. You can reach me also on my website, www.atouchofclasstrf.com. And you can go to my Instagram, A Touch of Class TRF.
Very simple. Kept it simple.
That part.
Well, thank you for hanging out. You know we're going to link up in another couple of weeks because we have another discussion to talk about. But thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with me. Guys, if you did not know, she is the mother of our in-house makeup artist, 𝐤𝐸, sitting over there in the corner. And, you know, I talk to everybody. I know there's very few people I don't talk to, but having a conversation with 𝐤𝐸, she was like, my mom would be a great guest for the show. And you have proven just that. She was right.
You.
She is not a lie.
Well, I definitely didn't raise her to be there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But it was so good hanging out with you on today, and we're going to connect in another couple of weeks.
Thank you. I have to say this, though.
Okay.
This has been an honor.
Oh.
This has been an honor, and you are everything that she said.
Oh.
She said, Mom, she's just so chill. I said, well,
I can't help it.
Well, I am so glad. Thank you for this platform.
Absolutely.
You have an amazing platform. You are an amazing person.
Thank
I see your light shining.
Thank you.
So just know that great things are coming. We prayed about it before I got here. So I just want to tell you that you are going to soar. I promise you.
Thank you.
And whatever you got coming for you in the future, it's already done.
Thank you.
Amen.
Don't make me cry.
We're just going to say amen now.
Okay. We're
going to say amen now.
Amen.
And put a pin in that
and
until we see each other in about a month.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you. We'll be right back. Get ready, get ready, get ready. We have some amazing guests lined up. So don't forget to go and check us, follow us, share us, Trish Stanley TV. See you there.
Every day
You're watching Trish Stanley TV, where the everyday woman reigns.
Every day a woman reigns.
Hey guys, welcome to Trish Stanley TV. We're sitting down with Danielle Jackson. I just, we talked on another platform before, but I wanted you to, I really am interested about your cause, which is 𝐕𝐈𝐃 Talk about that, explain that, and how it started.
Well, the 𝐕𝐈𝐃 started during a time when I was managing my son. He started at 12 and we did a lot of traveling, and I felt like a single parent because I was there with him by myself. And being in those dark moments, you know, by yourself, feeling left alone, you start to kind of listen to those thoughts and feel those feelings that you were left with. And I started feeling some depression, started feeling some, started having suicide ideation, which is the thoughts of suicide, to the point where I felt like I needed some help. I had some issues with emotional strain in the past from high school. I felt like I was maybe a little OCD, felt different, but they started to grow as I became an adult because I dealt with real life stuff, right? And there was a young lady who had a program called the 𝐕𝐈𝐃 Project. And she talked about the meaning of the 𝐕𝐈𝐃, and I just fell in love with that. It's not a stopping point. It's a moment to take it all in and then move to the next. And I'm an English buff. I love English. So 𝐕𝐈𝐃 means that there's two totally different situations, but are identifiable and can be put together.
Wow.
So that's our life, you know, from divorce to menopause to whatever, having children, sicknesses, illness, even our victories, even our celebrations are moments to moment. And with that being said, I was like, well, you know, I really like this idea. Well, she killed herself, that young lady, she killed herself, and I felt there was a need to keep moving it on. I felt there was a need that it needed to push a little bit more. And I wanted to show that from someone else's experiences, we were able to grow from that and something else new. So I came up with the 𝐕𝐈𝐃 Life. It's a hope initiative for women like ourselves that are dealing with all types of mental anguish. And I say mental anguish because not a lot of times are we diagnosed with something. I may not be clinically depressed, but I am stressed. I do have anxiety. I do have this situation going on, and we connect and we learn. My whole goal and hope for the 𝐕𝐈𝐃 Life is for it to be a safe space where we can not only share what we're going through, but also find resources and solutions to help each other. I don't want to be a gatekeeper on different things. I think that the stronger we are is through unity and together. So the 𝐕𝐈𝐃 Life, through my social media, through speaking engagements, even through just, you know, encouraging people on, you know, the street, whatever I need to do, is our whole initiative of making sure that we understand we're not alone.
And you talked about I loved how you said that we may not have a diagnosis, but we know, you know, we're not totally right. And so what were the resources that you would like to collect for this program? What would you like for that to be? Would you want it manifest itself in something, a site where people can go and reach out and just have someone talk to them? Is this going to be where you can bring people together for events? How would you love to see it manifest itself?
Oh, that's great. I love manifestation. So I would love to see all of that. I would love to be able to have a website where people could go to, but we are social media fanatics. Like, we want to go to an Instagram. We want some like immediate gratification. So the 𝐕𝐈𝐃 Life 411 is my Instagram. So follow me at 𝐕𝐈𝐃 Life 411. And the reason why it's 411 is because it's there for your information. I want and if I see something on someone else's social media,
you'll share it.
I will share it right there. If it's a, I don't know, if maybe it's a program or some type of event that's happening geared towards mental wellness. I like to say mental wellness. Then I want to share it on my page. But also, if there's any positive affirmations, then come on over to my page, put it in there, send me DMs, send me what you think. If you're doing something, I want it on my page. But at the same time, I always also want to be an example of what a survivor looks like, because we look at some people and you can't tell that people are going through what they're going through.
Right.
So I just hope to be a walking example of what that, solution looks like. Yep.
And so you had shared, I don't know if you want to share it here in this moment, where you had 2 instances in your life. And this is why, really at the heart of why you want to do this and put this program together, or group, as I should say, together. If you would share your own personal story. I've never had an idea, and I really think that this needs to be spoken and brought to light, because there are so many people who are suffering in silence. We just had a massive shooting here in Atlanta, or Georgia, I should say. That was a mental issue that was unaddressed. So if we can start it at this point, semicolon life, then we can kind of recognize the stages and what that looked like.
Absolutely.
So as someone who is a loved one for you, when you're in that space, or when you were in that space, what were any signs, or were there any signs that we should have been aware and noticed?
I'm a very open person. I'm very fun and free. And I noticed, my mother noticed it. I shut down. I was very quiet. And to be perfectly honest, it was a catalyst from an abusive relationship. Being in an abusive relationship made me feel like I wasn't worthy. I dreaded going home, having to deal with it. And so it just kind of, like we talked about earlier, layers.
Yeah.
Just layers on top of layers. But my mother noticed it. She noticed that I was just not myself. You have to pay attention to people that maybe are usually talkative and they're not.
Yeah.
Or maybe their faces beat to the gods all the time and all of a sudden they're not. They're not getting their hair done like they used to.
Right.
They may step away from engagements. Yes. Isolation and things of that nature. Or having a huge life experience. Yeah. Whether it's a death, whether it's a divorce, whether even it's a birth.
Yes.
Because with postpartum was a part of my first attempt. So knowing those signs and watching, I had a friend reach out, and we were talking, and she made a side statement about something she was going through, or how she felt like she needed to go see somebody. That's a sign.
Okay.
That's a sign. If they're talking to you and they're saying, girl, I'm just not having a good day, that's a sign. Because not everybody is vocal about, I feel like I want to kill myself. Yeah. No one likes to hear those words. No one wants to believe that
they're more worried about how the other person would receive it, but they really need that. We need to hear that cry out.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that's a fear of people who deal with depression. It's like, I don't want to be the problem child all the time. And that was me. I was like, I don't want to keep worrying my family or worrying my friends, because I know they'll be right at the door if they, even though that's a cry. So, those type of things are things we have to really, truly listen for, the small little things that aren't so small. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming and hanging out
with us. Thanks for having me.
I love however you need me in whatever capacity, of course, I'm there. But where can we go? You said on social media again, where can we go to become a part of the community?
So on Instagram, I'm found at @life 411. You can send me a DM. You can reach me any kind of way. I'm very friendly, so I'm not, unapproachable. And definitely check me out also at DATSTAGEMOM, and that's just for That Stage Mom, and that's my personal Instagram as well.
Yes. Well, thank you for hanging out, girl.
Thank you, girl.
All right. More to come, guys. Stay tuned.
Every day a woman reigns.
You're watching Trish Stanley TV, where the everyday woman reigns.
Every day a woman reigns.
I'd like to thank my guest today, Tawanda Fair, for coming and enjoying us. And I just really enjoyed her. She has such a wonderful spirit, but very inspiring. And one of the many things that I took from her is her perseverance, and how life just gave her a punch here, a punch there, a uppercut. And she still took on and stayed in the space that she knew she had to persevere, and she had to self-heal, self-reflect. Everything pointed back to her. And I love that about her. Everything, the divorce pointed back to her. Let me fix me here. Mom, having to take care of her mom. Let me make sure I'm rested. Make sure I preserve myself in this situation so that I can support her. And that's the kind of woman, she's my hero. That's how I want to be in life. And I hope she inspired you as well. Make sure you go to A Touch of Class and check out her products, order from her, sign up for those classes, learn how to sew and put some things together. If that's your gift, I'm gonna have to hire her, but that's not my gift. But if that's your desire, make sure you connect with her. I want to thank her again, as well as 𝐁𝐸, our in-house makeup artist, who is her daughter, for giving us this lead and allowing her to come on and share her love and her spirit. Thank you guys for hanging out. As I always end, love isn't love unless you give it away. Give some love away today.